Hello everybody, Bubblezest here and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video we're going to be continuing on from the last video where I showed those bloopers and fails. Into this video we're going to be showing scenes, videos and clips that I did intend to use but ultimately didn't. So let's begin, shall we? This first video is an alternative form of the Now This Is Getting Childish guide. There are two versions of this video because I realised the first one I made was not a good guide. So let's have a look at it. Hello everybody, my name is Bubblezest and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video we're doing a short guide to the achievement Now This Is Getting Childish. This achievement is a bit weird in a way, because Peter II of Yugoslavia can only appear at certain situations. As you see here, he hasn't even appeared yet because the coup hasn't happened. But for us to ensure our child leader, we have to go down the Death Forest and do the Regency Council. Now you can do this any way you want, whether that be a post-royal dictatorship or power to the Tsar. Throughout this game I've been doing Fate of the Balkans, to be completely honest. I've managed to accomplish a previous war of Yugoslavia where I took South Macedonia, Kosovo, Montenegro, as well as Romania, Hungary and Turkey, with two of them as puppets. But yeah, you can do this in any real which way you want. You can even do this by joining the Tripartite Pact. It's not really that important. Your main problem will be getting Peter II at a certain point. And there we go, Peter II's coup has occurred. There you go, he's still an underage monarch. It's better to do this as Bulgaria, as Peter II's 18th birthday is in 1941, so he won't be an underage monarch for very long. And Bulgaria will not do the Regency Council until 1943 on historical. So if you want to ensure this, do Bulgaria. Now as you can see here, I have a nice army ready to take down Yugoslavia. And I also have a very cheeky army to Order 6 the British. Order 66 the British. Is the Order 66 necessary? No, but I just wanted to do it. And the moment we declare war, here, there, that's the achievement done. Now this is definitely getting childish. Let's see if we can take down everyone. Yep, Order 66-2, Electric Boogaloo has occurred. Unfortunately, because of this, we get basically nothing. Oh well, at least we can get the UK as our little puppet. Oh well, to be fair, what we did was unbelievably cheeky. And there you have it. We have accomplished the achievement Now This Is Getting Childish and did a very, very cheeky Order 66. Sometimes this game does have its moments of comedy or just weirdness. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Leave any suggestions for future videos in the comments below. Always looking for new video ideas. But until next time, everybody, this has been me, Bubblezest, and there's the Olympics, which are really late. And goodbye. That video was meant to be the companion video of Prussia of the Balkans, but I think you can understand why I didn't use it. Although I would ultimately use things like Order 66 in the final version of the video, so I guess I got something out of that. More practice. Next up is the video I recorded but never edited together. I originally mentioned this in the Bella Kun video, so I present to you Kaiser Redux, playing as the Italian Federation. The reason why recording this was such a pain is that it has so many specific events that can't be controlled easily. The main one is if Austria tries to force a candidate on the throne. Now, you can change the setup options for them to do this, but even if you do, it doesn't mean Austria will automatically go to war with you over this. And that was the main problem, I couldn't get it to happen consistently. I did ultimately get a run, but at that point I was not prepared to use it. Hello everybody, my name is Bubblezest and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Instead of our standard guides, we're going to be playing some modded Hearts of Iron 4. Specifically, we're playing the mod Kaiser Redux. The Austro-Hungarian Empire is pretty fragmented right now. believe there is a way for Austria to bring it all back together, but who knows what Karl, the social... Oh dear. Speak of Karl, we've got a message from him. What does he want? They're insisting on the installation of Duke Giuseppe as our king, interfering in the papal convocate, which has just been skipped. You know what? I'm feeling adventurous. We're gonna do Julius. Oh. You know what? I didn't see that one coming, completely. So we're now at war with the Austrians. Well, let's get onto their border and see what we can do. I would ultimately win that war. Also, if you think you've seen footage from this before, you have. I used part of this footage for the 1K Q&A as it's some of the only stock footage I have. The other reason it was rejected was it had a lot of background noise that I just couldn't really deal with. So it got replaced with the Bellacoon video. Next, let's do some deleted scenes. When making videos like guides, there's a delicate balance I usually have to meet. Sometimes a scene gets cut because it's not interesting or not important to the guide, or sometimes a scene has to get cut for time. So these will be some of those scenes. Well, this is something I didn't expect. French South Korea. And Korean North Korea. Weird. Hey, at least the world is at peace again. Two-piece deals? I know Tibet decided to become Menchukuo's puppet, so I guess that's what happened. Republic of Menjiang. Oh no! That means when China eventually does one China policy, they're probably going to end up declaring war on Menjiang, and first the whole allies. That's going to be interesting. How is this going to work then? They still have death before surrender and a rule for another month. It's going to be interesting. Right. You're always going to be puppeted in the end, anarchists. What are you now? Oh. A generic leader as well. I was at least expecting Prima de Rivera. They'll forever have international brigades and they'll never be able to do the inevitable counterblow because, well, Portugal just doesn't exist. They at least have, yes, there it is, collectivized society. That is going to be one weird nationalist, quote-unquote, Spain. Something I have recorded but not uploaded is some AI-onlys. In fact, it's what you're seeing right now. The problem is I just couldn't really think of something interesting to go with them. I just sit around and record them. So, I decided they wouldn't make good videos. Next, we have some cut content from the Exploring HOI4 videos. The main reason these are cut is I just thought the information was too well known and didn't really need to be in the video. Welcome to Greece. We're here in Greece to show that despite some events being in the game, you can still have some unused things or unseen things related to them. The main point of contention in this one will be the Herculean Convention, which has so many different options. You can have the Greece one fail, the French one fail, the British one fail, except pass so on. And so we'll use this event right here. Out of the Bosphorus, Greece 206, which talks about the success of the Herculean Convention, except for France and Italy's claims in Kurdistan and in the south here. I think these are probably events that people haven't seen before, because let's be honest, when you're doing the Herculean Convention, you vote yes and everything. But I assume this is more of an option for multiplayer games, where you can have some dynamacy on this. This is another one I'm sure many have seen, but I think I should show off, because I think many people will find it interesting. So, event France.10. Here it is. This is for when France falls, so you have a few options. This makes you Vichy France. This makes you free France. And this one, let us merge with Britain. Well, as you see here, France proposed the Franco-British Union. This really was the proposal done at this time, but it fell apart because many Frenchmen saw it as signing their fate to Germany or Britain. We can get it though if this event fires. Yes, if that will keep the Frenchmen in the fight. And here it is, the Franco-British Union itself. This is a very old event as well. It's like been in the game since 2016 when the game released. And you can tell because it always says Edward VIII is the king. And I know it's game start and George is still alive, but still, it never says George VI, which I think is funny. Speaking of Northern Australia, I'm sure many of you have seen this one, but Rod Hull is actually someone with a portrait. So let's get him in. Set ruling party N. It again. And we are now the Emu Empire, with Rod Hull. And next we're gonna pay a visit to Latvia. Latvia is getting a focus tree in No Step Back, which is weird, but that's Paradox for you. I'm not one to complain that much. But surprisingly, Latvia does have some content. I mean, already they have a non-aligned leader portrait, but believe it or not, they have more. But more surprisingly are the following two. Set ruling party C, Communist. There you go. Lassis, which I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing that properly, am I? Villis, Lassis. Bit of a tongue twister. He does have a portrait, surprisingly. I guess we'll be seeing maybe a bit more of his soon enough. And on the same note, set ruling party D reveals one more portrait in the form of Frischis Mendres. I really should try and pronounce these properly. Menders. Sorry to the Latvian viewers around. But yes, he also has a portrait in the game. France got a small little change in this update, so you know what, let's have a brief look at that. Form the Popular Front, ministers, and so on. And we've forced the issue. We have two options. We can either do loyalty to Moscow or the anti-coalition, which will... One of them will get rid of Maurice, which is the anti-fascist coalition. Let's do it. There you go. And we now have René Ocod. Sorry to any French people watching, I definitely butchered that. It's a very new portrait. Paradox literally went out their way to buy some person's old photo collection to get a portrait of him. So you can either do loyalty to Moscow to keep Maurice, but if you do anti-F coalition or loyalty to the cause, you get this reluctant veteran himself. Not too bad, I mean 105% recruitable population ain't so bad. I guess it kind of offsets full employment, but not by much. It's a shame, most people won't see this portrait, because, let's be honest, anti-F coalition isn't worth it, loyalty to the cause is alright, but the civil war you have to fight is really annoying, even though you can cheat it. But anyway, we're here for France for one other reason. Event News 174. You know, if you go looking in the versions of those videos that were actually uploaded, I bet you'll find some remnants of those events and stuff. I did leave some things behind. The next clip was intended as a preview of the Free Egypt guide. I can't remember why this wasn't uploaded. Some of you may know I'm considering doing Free Egypt for my next guide, and sometimes I like to do practice games for these guides. This is one of them. Let me just show you what on earth has been going down. Let's start with some of the small things, you know, like British North America, or the French Commune on historical, or the fact I managed to take a lot of southern Spain, or the islands in the Mediterranean, or Bulgaria still being able to take its regular stuff. You know, that's pretty strange at the best of times. How about the fact the Soviets have just started World War III? Very common. Then it just gets worse and worse. Here's the War of Japan that's still going in 1947. The US just nuked Iwo Jima, for goodness sake. For instance, Australia just stole British Malaya by the Singapore strategy. Didn't see that happen before. I know it does happen because it's part of their focus tree. Pretty much here, but took them until 1947 to do it. Now let's go into the majors list. You know, you have the normal ones like Germany, US, French Commune, Republican Italy, UK, and Turkey, Bulgaria, and bloody Morocco. Morocco, with its 2 divisions and 14 factories, is a major in this world. But me, Egypt, with my 60 divisions and 64 factories, is not a major somehow. I mean, I'm still surprised the Chinese United Front is around, but not so much consolation. Oh yes, look at this. I somehow lost Sinai. Well, the other side of Suez. You want to know how? You want to know how, do ya? Well, here's how. Turkey stole it off me. Turkey stole it off me via the Petra proposal. You know, I think Egypt, you know, fully independent by the time the Petra proposal happened, would be in a position to refuse it. You know? You know, I should just blow up the Suez out of spite, you know? But can't. So, well, we still got Japan going on. We've got to now fight the Soviet Union too. This has gone completely off the rails for a Free Egypt practice game. A practice game, man! So on screen now we have some video ideas that I've just never used. The main thing with these, they are just missing something, whether that's enthusiasm for myself, or maybe I'm just missing that one little idea. Because it's all good saying something like Red Flood, but if I don't have an idea of what to do with Red Flood, there's just no point. Maybe in the future I will use some of these ideas, but right now, that's all they are. This next scene is from the Crusader Kings 3 and No More Partitions guide. It talks about focus length. I think this was cut for just being too early on in the video. Something that gets me in this focus tree, the Wonderkiss tree, is just how few 35-day focuses there are. Okay, the re-entry counts on the 5th November Rectar, but apart from that, I think it's only Monarchist Militants, kin with Lithuania. Apart from that, it's 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. Oh, what do you know, 70, 70. 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, and so many 70, 70, 70, 70. Do you get what I'm saying? There isn't much variation here. It's 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. There. Usually a rant like that would probably be at the end of a video, but that was recorded 37:38, which is very early on, so had to go. And I think that's everything. Now I do have a few more scenes unused, but they're mostly just scenes talking about inconsequential things. Like, the example I always think of is, why should I show the scene of me talking about the CDA campaign chest? It's kind of obvious. So, we'll call this here. I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it. Leave any suggestions in the comments below, I'm always looking for new video ideas. But until next time everybody, this has been me, Bubbles Zest, exploring scenes and videos that were intended to be used but ultimately weren't. And until we meet again, goodbye.